Welcome back, everyone. Staring from Mysterian Gaming here. Today we're running Batol. Now this is actually the lair of the red dragonfly, at least where they kept their eggs. But as usual, the Twilight Hammer came in and corrupted the area. We're gonna start this run right now. As you can see, there's another archaeology buff here you can get if you have the required item, which is a runestone for the dwarves.
I need to get
Now, to actually make your run in this part easier, you'll need to free these red drakes. Now we're going to jump on and we're going to do the little clearing of the path, you could say. It's more useful if you have a full group doing it. But I'm just going to blaze a trail through them. Now, as you can see, there is a quest here that you got to take out a bunch of them up here.
It's too far away.
Now, actually, if the whole party does this, after your first pass, a good chunk of the ads here will actually get a boost in defense, so the damage you see I'm doing now will be negated to like 300. I'm only doing another pass because I want to do this quest here. Fortunately, it requires me to take a bunch of them out. Another one of these guys. And as you can see, I definitely softened them up a bit. Try to take out a few more mobs. get moving on. Another 2 hits, I probably would have took those guys out. Now here we go, the first boss, General Umbrus. He has an ability that healers need to watch out for, known as Bleeding Wound. You have to heal the target for over 90% of their maximum health. Get them above 90% maximum health for it to go away. He'll target a random player with Blitz. Basically just move out of the line he's going to be running to go after that person. Ground Siege basically launches a shockwave. You don't want to stay in front of him when he's casting it, or you could be killed instantly. Frenzy is when he gets 30% of his health, he'll have increased attack speed and damage. Now he'll summon up the little trogs here. Now a trog will appear purple. If you kill that trog near General here, he'll get a buff on him that'll increase his damage and such. But if you can kill the General while he has that buff on him, it's an achievement.
I'm out of range. 1 million more await my orders. What chance do you have?
Next up is Forged Master Dongus. His basic ability is Mighty Stomp, which he'll cast, but if he has his shield equipped, he will not cast.
I don't have a target. I need to.
Next, he'll have Cave In. He'll basically stomp, and then a little ground effect will show up. You just don't stand in it. We're going to let him do his pass. We're actually going to follow him a little. Now, he has a chance to from 3 different weapons here. His shield, his dual swords, and his 2-handed mace. His shield, basically, you cannot stand in front of him while he has it active. You get 99% reduction on damage on it. Flaming Arrow is basically you'll be getting shot by random areas, and you can't do nothing about it. The shield is you don't want to stand in front of it because it also will be shooting out fire. His swords is dual blade. He'll have basically dual blades. He'll do Thrash where he'll swing it additional couple times. Disorienting War on Heroic reduces the attack and cast speed, so you have to use your spells and abilities to knock it off. Burning Flames is basically he'll cause damage onto player and it stacks. Encumbered for his mace is his movement speed will be reduced, but he'll have increased damage. Impaling Slam is he'll randomly impale a target. And Lava Patches he'll leave it down a patch of fire.
No! Strongest and without less noise maybe, but better than fail and live.
Now normally you pull him over where he came in. But also a little bit of tidbit information and advice, or whatever you want to call it, is if you don't feel like killing all these ads here, or mobs, whatever you want to call them, you can run back to the Drakes, and they'll actually fly you all past all of these mobs to right here. It's a little bit of it's roughly the same amount of time you would take to clear them and get there. But if you just don't want to fight them, run back to the Drakes and have them fly you.
It's too far away.
Basically, the Drakes are your checkpoints for bosses. Like, basically, wherever you get killed, as long as you took the boss out in that area, the Drakes will fly you back to that area. Now, there's a special mob in here known as the Twilight Wormcaller. He can't be CC'd, unfortunately. And when you fight him, he'll call down a Twilight Drake to assist him. And unfortunately, you can't kill him on your dragon drive-by, as you would call it. So you'll end up having to fight one or two of these guys, depending on how you handle. You can easily skip the second worm caller. As you can see, he'll patrol to that group there. But then you need to make sure your whole group runs with you to go to those ads. Also, while you're on your red Drake drive-by there, you can actually kill these 4 mobs right in here. You just gotta shoot a bunch of times in there with the flame. Now, Daga Shadowburner is actually a 2-part fight. You fight him during the beginning, but when he hits 30% health, he'll jump off and get on top of Valeriona. But during the time you fight him, he has a burning shadow bolt that does shadow flame damage, an invocation of flame which will summon up an elemental that will target a random person. You do not want the elemental to reach that person, or they will do supernova and can wipe your group in one hit with supernova. Basically, you can CC this sucker, but you want to destroy him ASAP. Now, when Valeriona shows up, she has Shredding Swipes, which will tear a rip to the Twilight Realm, creating a pool of Twilight damage. The Seeping Twilight is a pool that will inflict shadow damage to you, and it's pretty big, so you need to get out of it ASAP. And the Devouring Flames on Heroic here, she'll target a random player and shoot a cone of fire damage, shadow flame damage at someone. You need to make sure you're not staying in that either. More or less just fight.
Burn you
it's knowing
from
where
the
you are and
inside
where
out.
things are coming from.
You will do as I command. Catch me! If they do not kill you, I will do it myself! I will not die for you, Draga!
And there's the Invocation of Flame. You don't want that elemental getting to whoever it targets.
Radiola! Finish them! Avenge me!
And as you can see, he's also part of a quest chain here where you need to get the missive of Cho'Gall. Sorry guys, I haven't drank much today yet, so I'm a bit parched, as you could say. Now we're just waiting for the Drake. Here it comes. Get within my range. Dax here is the final boss. But you pretty much need to kill everything before you get to it. Especially those faceless corruptors. Now he has abilities like Binding Shadows, which he'll launch at a random player, and if they hit anyone, they'll get life drained from them to heal him and be immobilized. And when he heals, it's for 3 times the amount. And Feeble Blow is basically, he'll launch back to tank as long as he has the aggro, inflicting damage and giving them the Feeble Body debuff. They'll take increased damage by 200 for 5 seconds. Now, periodically through the fight, he will cast a Shadow Gale. You want to stand in the part of the room where there is no shadow fog, more or less. Or if you don't, you'll end up standing in it and being pretty much killed. But while that is going on, while he's casting, he actually takes increased damage by 100%. So that's when you really need to light him up. And after he casts his Shadow Gale, these faceless corruptors you see here will appear from up here at the stairway and start running towards the eggs. These can be slowed, which you need to do, because they will try to get to the eggs here. And if they do, they get a small shield. And if they successfully hatch the egg, you'll have more ads to deal with that you can't target. They'll be up in the air randomly shooting shadow fire bolts at people. Shadow flame bolts. Now you need to kill them ASAP. As you see, the shield nightmares, if they get to the eggs, they get the shield thanks to the boss. You need to not let them get there. If you don't, you're going to have to break that shield ASAP before they break the egg. Now, if they don't break any of the eggs open and you take this boss down, that's actually an achievement too as well. As you see, you don't need to break eggs to make an omelet is the achievement. For not letting a faceless corruptor cast Twilight Corruption on any eggs. Basically, it means you don't let them get to any of the eggs. And this is the Wild Hammer. Not bad. Well, guys, this has been Asterion from Asterion Gaming here, asking you to please like and subscribe to these videos. Also, to go check out my Twitch channel as well. Right now, my goal is to hit Advocate on there so we can use funds from it in order to better our YouTube and Twitch channels. I'll see you guys in the next video.